just received. Brazil.
We've known each other for a very long time. I feel like since I was 100 kg lesser, we've known each other. You've seen all shapes of me. So it's a pleasure to have you here. It's a pleasure to sit with you and have this chat. It's a long awaited chat, I would say, because for me, I always wanted to discuss about India, discuss about the hard work that you have put, the hard work that I've gone through in India, and how much India is an emotional challenge for me more than a corporate business or a sports challenge when it comes to mixed martial art in India. So it's something I always say that is close to my heart, and it's something more personal for me when it comes to development of sport of MMA in India. I've been part of all of that, but a big part of that and a big part of the future of MMA is also yourself. So I'm happy, honored, and excited to have this chat with you. Just a quick introduction. You are today the president of the Indian MMA Federation, which is MMA India. You are also the head of regulation for the Asian Mixed Martial Art Federation. And your years of decades of experience in the martial arts world, I don't want to take away the value of it. I'll let you speak a little bit about your experience, your background on martial arts, and today also your presence in the Indian sports and MMA.
Thanks a lot, Brother Shahid. First of all, Assalamu alaikum. And likewise, brother, we go a long way where MMA is concerned. I still remember the day when you were fighting in the India-Pakistan match in Dubai, where His Highness Sheikh Khalid and officiating your bout. And it was very interesting seeing you in action over there with a superb physique. You had a Greek god body, I would say, in those days. And Alhamdulillah, you were one of the best fighters what India had in those times during the Super Fight League time. So it was amazing. And from that time, I remember you inviting the Indian Federation in those days to be a part of the Bahrain, formation of the Bahrain MMA circuit. And being over there that time for 3 consecutive time coming to Bahrain, and your hospitality today also say it was amazing with Sheikh His Highness, with yourself being at the helm of affairs, and your transition, what I have seen, brother, right from a fighter to being a coach in Bahrain of the gym, then joining the KHK team, and today being the president of Brave. It's amazing. And yes, that's true. The journey for both of us, we both coming from the same state of Kerala. We are a Malayali, but now you're settled over here in Bahrain. I'm in Mumbai. And yes, definitely it's been 45 years for me in the field of martial arts, starting with Kyokushinkai, full contact karate, then joining with Shian Parvez Mistry, the father of Indian karate, who's known for Goju-ryu karate, then traveling to Japan, US, all over the world I travel for getting recognition, being a member of the Japan Karate Federation, JKF Gojukai, joining Kickboxing Federation. So it's been years. Then last 2014, I was introduced to MMA, where that time I had seen you as a good fighter. Going with IMMAF, it's been an honor to work with like-minded people who have been, you can say, great administrator of the sports and are doing a great amount of work. No doubt Bahrain, after 2015, once they joined IMMAF, have played the most important and crucial role in the development of this sport, because I knew that, yes, UFC was in 2014 supporting IMMAF, and they were still supporting, and I think they are still there. But what Bahrain has done for the growth of MMA, hosting 3 back-to-back consecutive world championship right from 2017 to 2019, and last year when you all did the Super Cup, which was icing on the cake, because amateur sports is like the athletes, they fight for medals and honor. But last year when you introduced Super Cup, and which there was a prize money, that prize money meant a lot for those countries, because that money would have helped them in the development of the sport in their region, to the athletes and all. So I think we both go a long way. And yes, definitely, it's an honor that the Asian continent was formed last year with again Bahrain taking a lead, Mohammed Kamber being the president of the Asian MMA Federation, and I was appointed as the director for South Asia in the board. And this year, I have been appointed as the chairperson of the referee commission. Yes, it's been 9 years as an official with IMMAF. Prior to that, 2 years, yes, I was following MMA, doing it in India with my previous federation. And today I can, yes, proudly say there are 26 qualified MMA officials of IMF and India itself. Wow. In any championship of IMMAF, whether it was supporting the IMMAF at the World Championship or supporting the IMMAF in the African region or supporting IMF in the Asian region, every time Team India constitutes of almost 15% of the officials. At every championship, you will see minimum 4 and maximum 5 to 6 officials ready to serve the sport. We travel from our own cost. We do the things. It's not about, I always tell people, politics, keep it aside. We all have been sports person. We all have been athletes. We know what the journey you have gone through from the time traveling to Nasik all the way from Kerala to be a part of the Super Fight League team when it was formed in, if I'm not mistaken, 2012 or 2011.
2012, yes.
2012. So you know the journey, what a fighter goes through. And that is why today you sitting over here as the president of Brave and handling so many things today. Brave, definitely, yes, 20 years back, 15 years back, 10 years back, everybody knew about UFC. When MMA comes to the mind, first thing it was UFC, Bellator and all. But today, yes, in the Asian region, you people have done a wonderful work. Apart from that, I feel Brave is the only, which I was reading through, as far as my knowledge goes, that Brave is the only federation which has covered almost, I think, in 30 nations close to. So that's commendable because, again, it's the hard work. No doubt you have a great support from His Highness, who himself is honestly a very passionate lover of this game. I remember His Highness himself wanted to fight the MMA bout in the cage, and which he did it successfully. So see, this is what is passion all about. When I speak to my other colleagues or even the ministers in India, I tell them, His Highness Sheikh Khalid, being the Prince of Bahrain, he carries the bucket, a bottle, and a towel for the athlete because he himself comes as a corner. And that is not that he can't afford many coaches. 1,000 coaches will come at his one beck and call, but it is his passion and the love of the sports which he is doing it. And you carrying his vision forward, I think it is, I have no words for that. So it is such a good thing that today, definitely you understand the game more better because you yourself have been on the other side. You have been an athlete and you have seen your journey from 2010, and prior to that also you must be practicing some of the other martial arts. I'm 100% sure because I said I know the Shahid with 8 packs. And touchwood, I can understand that today, definitely with so much of work pressure, and I'm just sitting in your lovely office today. It feels so proud that an Indian fighter who was from India traveling to a different nation and making a name for himself. So you have made not only the MMA community proud, but yes, you have made every Indian proud, I would say.
Thank you. Those kind words. And absolutely, I mean, I think it's all of us. We've all have sacrificed a lot for Indian MMA, and it's been something, for me, it's always emotional, always personal when it comes to Indian MMA growth. This is something that I think, and not just because of the love for India or for the MMA in India, but I also genuinely feel as a coach, as a fighter, as a promoter, and as a businessman today, I truly feel India is one of the biggest market for sports. It has the ability to become the biggest market for mixed martial art as well in the future. And you're right. I mean, when we used to know 20 years back, 15 years back, it was always about UFCs and Bellators. But today, what we were able to do to travel 28 countries in 5 continents and become the most global mixed martial art promotion in the world, you're absolutely right. When you've seen His Highness Sheikh Khalid's commitment to mixed martial art, we know that mixed martial art as a whole sport was built by people who are passionate and in love with the sport. Whether you look at the promoters and who are the presidents of the promoters like myself, we're all fight lovers, MMA lovers. But at the same time, you're also looking at the media platform, a huge MMA media industry that is being built organically also by the MMA lovers. You look at the agents and managers are MMA lovers and passionate people, not people who are in the sports agency business. And then the MMA gyms as well. So you have the media, you have the gyms, you have the managers, you have the promoters. Everything are built by this MMA fans, and it's purely through passion and love is why they have decided to go into that field and sacrifice and dedicate themselves. I mean, we look at promoters and fighters and the managers and even governing bodies and our hard work, but there are also people in the MMA media that has no relationship with the mainstream media or the legacy media, but they did sacrifice a lot of their time trying to put content, trying to get the news and becoming MMA journalists without having any revenue, just like a lot of us when we all started. But we did that because of passion and love. But today we are in a position where I always say we thank His Highness Sheikh Khalid for his love and passion, and we thank and we are grateful that he is leading mixed martial art, because today we are in a very important need. I'm not speaking as just brave president. I'm talking as an MMA community. We are in need of a leader for mixed martial art today, and I think His Highness Sheikh Khalid is that leader to reform the sport of mixed martial art and take it to a next level. Because all this mixed martial art lovers we've had before that build the sport are today all turned into businessmen. Have all today looked at what is revenue, what is pay-per-view numbers, and what is ticket sales and what is sponsorship. That has become more important than the growth of our sport. And I think that is how, when the passion of any sport started at one point, including boxing, the moment it became all about revenues and not a sports structure or a sports business structure, we've seen that failing, and we've seen influencers and celebrities coming and taking over that sport, competing, and that is more bigger than two top athletes today. And I think MMA is also falling into that category where the promotions can become anything. Even Brave today, we are running an MMA show, but tomorrow if I want, I can create a Muay Thai show, I can create a Jiu-Jitsu show, which other promotions in Asia are doing, mixing up all content and then moving into esports or to slapping. All the promotions are just looking at where can we get, while the others are trying to bring in the celebrities like influencers like Jake Pauls and so on. So where is the future of our mixed martial art as a sport? And I think we have a leader like His Highness Sheikh Khalid, who's here purely for making that change in the sports business. And that is why when we started in the beginning stages with India and Bahrain had this collaboration where we knew that together we can build something, and we've started from day one doing different tryouts. And that's one of the things when you talk about India, it shows the vision of His Highness, because many organizations have put pictures out saying that, oh, we are coming to India. They've put pictures even with Prime Minister, I think, saying that we are coming to India. Then there were organizations that
2080.
Yeah, and there was organizations that came and did press conference as well, saying that we're going to bring Ultimate Fighter or reality shows to India. But they all spoke. Nothing really happened. One, they cannot understand the Indian market, Indian culture, and especially the beauty of what India really is. It is not just a country, it could become a continent. But the only organization, international organization that has actually come and been on ground and did events in India was Brave.
Yes,
and a lot of people don't know, but we were showcasing not just how good India is when it comes to hosting events. That was not the only idea or the talent that India has. It was more about educating our own country in India that you have the talent, you have the capability to bring some of the biggest international events, but most importantly, you have the capability to create superstars. And India has that magic. A lot of people don't know that. Today's biggest superstar in mixed martial art, Gamza Chimaev, had his main event fight in India in Brave Combat Federation. Right. And after that event, there was literally a mob of people that was surrounding him. Like, it was so hard for him to go from the venue to his bus to head back. Like, it was crowded. And it was just because of that event. And after that, 5 fights in, and he's today the biggest draw in mixed martial art, the biggest name in mixed martial art, the biggest marketing tool of mixed martial art. And a lot of people need to realize that India had a big part to play in it. And when they look at Brave, they say, how did you make a fighter from Chechenian origin from Sweden be the main event in India? It does not make sense. It's not relevant for India. But I tell them that you have no idea about India. In India, they enjoy sports, they enjoy technique, they appreciate quality. And once you bring quality and you give them that opportunity, they're going to take they're really going to appreciate that for you. And we have a official case study rather than just saying something in the future. But getting back to you, Sharif, I think your accolades and your experience is something that hard for, it's a lifetime, it's literally a lifetime of experience, lifetime of commitment, lifetime of sacrifice, so much information inside you, and your positions that you have today in being the key player in developing MMA in India. I have a very interesting question. Where do you think, with all these years, where do you see Indian MMA today?
Honestly, what you said, that's true. That His Highness has done a lot for the upliftment of the sports, and we all have been seeing since almost like I've been seeing this since 9 years, from 2015 till date. But yes, India is a very big market, and when I joined MMA, honestly, even I used to feel MMA is like no respect and all, because I come from a traditional martial art background, being karate, so where there is bowing is a culture. When you see your sensei and all, so you stand up, you bow to him, those respect and all. And suddenly when I used to see some UFC fighters and all with tattoos and all, that's fine with tattoos, but they come in, they look at the ref and all, and it's like, so I used to always feel that MMA is my feeling and a few of my colleagues' feeling used to be that MMA is like the old type gladiator.
True.
The Romans only to enjoy for fun's sake. Their entertainment in those days used to be you make the slaves fight against your best fighters, and the one who survives lives another day to fight, so that he's expecting when his death comes.
True.
It was in my mind way back in 2012, 2013 when SFL was there. But the moment when I joined MMA, I came to know about the rules, regulation. When I joined IMF, my complete scenario changed. We understood what is unified rules. And then I came to know that MMA is one of the most safest sport. True. In compared to what boxing and other games are.
Absolutely.
So after that, what I've seen, when previously we used to have championships in India about MMA, there used to be like, say, 100 odd players. If 100 players are there in your championship, it used to be a good number.
Yes.
But today, by the blessing of Almighty, we are seeing a crowd of 500 athletes taking part. In our recent nationals, we had close to 400 plus athletes taking part, coming from almost 28 states and union territories.
Wow, that's almost like the participation for even a world championship.
Yes. Wow. And you wouldn't believe that this was less because many people, they did not complete the last minute registration. And my team is very strict, just like IMMF. We are following the same rules. If you do not complete all your formalities till the deadline, then sorry. Even if you are paying double the money, if you say, in India, there's a habit, sir, please take me, I'll pay you extra money for that. I said, it's not bribing us. But yes, everybody has to understand that rules. Because what rules we follow there, when you come to international stage, you will understand what we mean by that. Because here, even if you are 100 grams up in your weight, I have myself disqualified so many fighters because IMMAF, when you are there in the wing as a main coordinator, you need to sign along with the IMMAF officials. So, for 100 grams, 50 grams, athletes have been disqualified DQ. And that is what I say discipline all about. Till the time, like I always say people, when you're sitting and seeing things from outside, you will have many opinions. And I tell people, do not worry about the opinions, what others have to say about you.
Right.
You keep doing your work honestly, people will follow you automatically.
I think when it comes to your regulation, you're very famous when it comes to the regulation side and the refereeing and judging. And one of the things I'm always impressed about, and it's a proud moment and a pride for me to talk to people and tell them that whenever we've hosted 3 world championships in Bahrain, we have hosted the MMA Super Cup, but we always say that every time we've hosted, we know one thing is that there's an Indian regulation team, the official team, that's always there at all IMMAF events. They are there supporting and being a part of it, and you've been one of the key players in terms of getting the regulations for IMMAF to where it is today, because it is so important for a team to be there like yourselves, and that experience is also priceless, right? And today you are here in Bahrain, continuing our journey of working together, and you are we've had almost 40 plus people here that is willing to take the courses from you, and your team is not only in India but now going internationally and developing the regulation, officiating teams. And it's also an opportunity for these up and coming people who have interest in officiating, for them to have an opportunity for career as well to go into a new income or a new economy of sports, and you've been a big part of creating that. Now, from tell us, tell me a little bit about the officiating side, the governance side, and the regulatory side that you have been a big part of. And I would like to go a little bit deeper into it, after we talk about the foundation and go more technical into it. But just on the foundational side of it, how is the regulation team you have today in India, and you've been part of developing that in other countries as well? How is the growth in India currently?
Yes, we feel proud that, yes, from the time from 2014, Indian MMA officiating team has always been good because we keep on learning, we keep on discussing, we have online calls, Zoom meetings with our people. In those days also, we used to have meetings with each other, discussing on conferences, WhatsApp calls, because we had realized one thing, that however knowledge you may be having, but there will always be scope for improvement. Nobody can say that I'm perfect. This is what my sensei in Japan had taught me. Sensei Shuji Yamaguchi, like, always keep learning, keep motivating yourself. Do not get disturbed by what people are saying about you. You be honest to yourself. And today, touchwood, India has the biggest number of qualified officials, whether it is in IMMAF. We have 100 plus national qualified referees and judges. At the national level, we have more than 300 plus referees and judges qualified at their regional level, state level, whether it is for the youth, whether it is for the juniors, or whether it is for seniors. We have a specialized team taking care of the pro events also in India, and feel proud that it's not only about me. There has been Prasad Gaitonde, who's the Secretary General of our federation also. This year, I felt very happy when he was awarded as the best official of the year.
Amazing.
By the Regulatory Affairs Director of IMMAF. So I was very happy for him, because these people have put in their hard work.
True.
Kevin Alfred David, who was there in Super Cup, who was selected. Out of 12 referees and judges, 2 were selected from India. So that, gives me a sense of pride to say that proudly. Apart from that also, we have always in the championship Vikas Sharma, Nitin Singh, Radhika, Raju Raikar. They are all qualified referees with IMMAF. We have spent more than, till date, we have spent more than overall $50,000 only for our travels to various championship of IMMAF, or whether to conduct the courses by the IMF previous regulatory director affairs. Now also Team India is next month has invited the coaching commission chairman of IMMAF, that's Andrew Mashno. He's going to be conducting 2 batches of almost 50 coaches from all over the country. We have always believed that the more knowledge you have, the more experience you have, that will help you in your career, whether it is training in your gym or training your officials in your region, or doing a national level course, or serving the federation internationally. It's a blessing that definitely with all your support, with the president's support of our Honorable President, Sir Kerith Brown, Danzang White, Vassam Abhinadar, who's been the IMMF board and the director for Asia, good support from my brother Mohammed Kambar, or Tajikistan Vice President Mr. Dauron Farooq. These people have been behind me, and when it was decided that who will become the chairperson of the regulatory affairs, they said, Sharif, we don't have any other name, because it's been 9 years with IMMAF. Feel proud that my previous director of regulatory affairs had chosen me to referee from 2017 in Singapore. And from that time onwards till last year, even I was the cage leader in Abu Dhabi, have performed various duties. And it's not only about being a good referee or judge. I have performed multiple tasks, from being an inspector to wiping the cage floor, to opening the cage door. And I never feel shy about any work or task given to me by the federation. When yesterday I was conducting the course, I felt very proud, because there were 3 pro fighters. Fakhruddin was one of them.
Yes.
And there were 7 people who have already been qualified. And then there were people who have a lot of knowledge in BJJ and all, who have themselves been good BJJ coach. And I told them, I said, guys, you have more knowledge in BJJ than me. But yes, my expertise is where I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in that cage. Today also, when I enter the cage, I read my Ayatul Kursi, I pray to Allah, because of my negligence, my laziness or my foolishness. a fighter should not suffer. A fighter's safety has been our top priority, and that has what IMF has taught us. This is what we all have learned, brothers, as you being an athlete to a coach, and today one of the powerful administrator of the president of Bahrain. So it is like in India, we have gone through various courses. Now also during the lockdown, you won't believe India was awarded the best upcoming Nation of the Year award we had got in 2020 in an online meeting. And why we got it? Because maximum online courses we did it. When it came to the Adel and WADA thing also, doing the courses from Adel and WADA, 100 people from India did the courses with their certifications. So we see to that whenever we get an opportunity to learn, I always say, experience is good, but whenever you get an opportunity to learn, grasp it, learn it. Because knowledge is one thing which nobody can take it away from you. Today you have a lot of money, that money can disappear one day. But knowledge will go away with you. Till the time you're alive, it is there with you. When you're died, it's nothing there. So today India has a very strong qualified MMA official team. Apart from that, now I'm seeing the development of Asia. Like, I'm very honored and I'm very pleased, and I've already written on my social media also. I'm thankful to Brave, to you, to His Highness, to Kambar for hosting this first Asian MMA course, free registration for all the people. People charge innumerable amount of money for doing the course. And I believe respect to them because that's their way of earning. It's good. But here, for spreading the knowledge, you people are taking care of everything. I was very impressed yesterday with all the infrastructure you provided, sitting, this, that, all the hospitality for them every 1 hour, after every 1.5 hour, 2 hours, I gave them a break. So there were, snacks and everything for them. So, they shouldn't feel hungry or they need to go outside and search for something, because 6 hours course, it's a tough job, brother. You can know. Even a person like me, if I sit for 1 hour in one place listening to someone, I might go to sleep. But you people have managed it so well. I'm really thankful to most of, even the smallest of your people from the Bahrain MMA Federation, doing amazing work. And touchwood, like I said, today even the people who have done the IMMF course also, they are telling me that today we are coming to give the exam. We want to enhance our knowledge. And this is what it is all about. You may be having the best of the knowledge, but learning can give you the best thing in life. And it never ends.
And that's one of the things that I always feel like one of the things is that we are constantly learning when it comes to mixed martial art. And as a sport itself, we haven't stopped learning, right? The sport is still evolving. In the beginning, if you look at mixed martial art, I mean, like you said, in the beginning stages, we didn't understand mixed martial art. And today we are trying to make the normal public who are sports interested, or if they're not into sports, how can we educate them about what is mixed martial art? So when you break it down, like you said, when you break it down and you look at mixed martial art and you say, do you understand boxing? Yes, we do. Do you understand wrestling? Yes, we do. Do you understand taekwondo, sanda, jiu-jitsu? Individually, they do. When you combine all together, it's just hard for your mind to process. And to see that live, it's just hard for your mind to process and you don't know what you're seeing. And that's where a lot of people think it's aggressive. A lot of people think that it's just because they don't understand it. And once they start understanding it, once they get deeper into it, and once they start, a lot of people I know who has constantly, they started watching Brave because of the brand that people associated with it, and because of it's from Bahrain and Middle East. And they have no idea about combat sports at all, let alone mixed martial art. But they started watching, and then they, after the 5th, 6th time they started watching the event, you will see them talking about, why didn't he go for a single leg to a double? And that communication starts happening because they start understanding that, okay, now when I break it down, it's so much more real. I know how many Olympic sports are involved in one sport. So how many Olympic sports are there in MMA? How many different martial arts are there in MMA? And how many mixes can you do with it? And it is unbelievable, the vast amount of evolution that mixed martial art has had and continues to have. But at the same time, you mentioned about it is really amazing to see MMA grow in terms of regulation and officiating, and the numbers are unbelievable of what you've just mentioned. And this is something from a person who's seen MMA in India since 2012, sorry, not 2012, maybe 2009 is when, like you said, from Bahrain, I had to travel to Nasik and fight in gym wars at that time.
I remember. Tiger's Gym.
Tiger's Gym, and then we had one in Mumbai, and we were having gym wars, and it was a fights in gym war. We were so excited for it, and where we have reached today in terms of the growth, it's amazing. But isn't you are also the president of MMA Federation? And officiating is one part of it. And I think the officiating, the numbers that you've mentioned, is also reflecting on other areas of mixed martial art in India. And when I talk about mixed martial art, we were just discussing earlier, and I was telling you the same thing, that I think our job is more of educating India itself, how big of a market India has when it comes to mixed martial art. A lot of people don't know that we have over 40 MMA promotions in India, or had altogether. We've had over 40 MMA promotions. People can't. Like, you have to understand how crazy that is when you have 40 promotions in one country. Like you mentioned, the participation in national competitions are 400 to 500 athletes registering, while the ones that has missed out is not included.